Hi boys and girls, welcome back. Today we are going to use what we have learned about equations and solving multi-step equations, and we are going to be looking at word problems and deriving or making equations and solving equations from those word problems. So let's take a look. Our objective for today is I will be able to write and solve equations from real-world examples. Alright, so here's our 4 steps to write and solve an equation from a word problem. So please write these down. These are 4 steps that we're going to use continuously to practice writing and solving word problems. So number 1, identify the variables and the constants. Number 2, identify the relationship between those variables and constants. And number 3, use the relationship to build the equation. And number 4 would be to solve. The solve step, number 4 step, is what we've been working on for the past couple weeks about solving 1 and 2 step equations. So let's take a look at an example. So your class is going to the state fair. The trip costs $52. Included in that price is $11 for one concert ticket and the cost of 2 passes. Each pass costs the same price. Write an equation representing this trip. Alright, so first things first, step 1, what don't we know? Well, we don't know the cost of each pass because it says the cost of 2 passes each cost the same price. We don't know the cost of those passes yet. So we don't know the cost of each pass. What we don't know is the variable. The variable is the cost of each pass. So the variable we're going to write is let x equal the cost of each pass. This is just simply saying that x is equal to the cost of the pass. We don't know that yet, but we will soon. Alright, what do we know? Well, we do know the cost of the concert ticket, which it already states in the sentence. Included in that price is $11 for one concert ticket. We know that the concert ticket costs $11 every time. Alright, so our constant is $11 or 11. Right, so now we're going to talk about the relationship between that variable and the constant. So to get our final trip costs, we need to combine the cost of the passes and the cost of the concert ticket. So we need to combine them. So we're going to use that relationship to our equation. We'll combine, another word that means combine is add. So we're going to add. So what we're going to do is to derive the equation, we're going to talk about what we know and what we don't know and figure out an equation with that. So it says the trip costs $52. So $52 is what it's going to be equal. Okay, included in that price is $11. So we know our constant's $11 and 2 passes. We don't know the cost of each pass, but we do know that we're buying 2 of them. So our equation is going to be 52 is equal to 2x plus 11. Right? Our last step is to simply solve that equation. So let's solve that equation together. So now we've been doing this over and over and over again. First things first, subtract the 11 from both sides. Subtract the constant. 52 minus 11 is 41. Bring down the equal sign. The 11's cancel out. That leaves us just with 2x. To undo the 2x, we need to divide both sides by 2. 41 divided by 2 is $20.50 is equal to x. So our answer to this word problem is each ticket or each pass costs $20.50. So write that sentence, each pass costs $20.50. Okay, this sentence really just helps us know we know exactly what that number means in the word problem. Let's take a look at another example. So Carl's Cars charges $45 to rent a vehicle from them. For each day's rental, the company charges $15 a day. If your insurance covers $150, write an equation to determine how many days you can rent a vehicle with that money. So, first of all, we want to figure out what we know. We know how many days that what we do not know. We do not know how many days that we can rent yet. So that means our variable x is going to be days of rental. So we write that as let x equal days of rental. What do we know? Well, we know that the cost to rent a vehicle is $45. No matter how many days that you rent that vehicle, it's going to cost $45. It's kind of like a down payment. $45 every single time, no matter how many days. All right, so our constant is going to be $45. Okay? So now we need to know the relationship. So the relationship is we need to add however many days we're renting the vehicle, how much it costs per days, and the cost of the down payment to get $150. So our relationship is to combine them to equal the cost of the rental. So to find the equation now, we know that it's $45, or the insurance is going to cost us $150. So we want to set it equal to $150. That's the total. So $150 is equal to, we want to know how many days, and it costs 15 per day. So $150 is equal to 15x plus 45. Right? So what we know, how much money we have, is equal to $15 per day, but we don't know how many days yet, plus 45. That's the down payment. So now let's take a second and solve. So after we get the equation, we know how to solve this. So first we subtract 45 from both sides because we want to get rid of the constant. 150 minus 45 is 105. Bring down the equal sign. The 45's cancel out. You're left with 15x. Okay, the 15x, remember when it's smushed together, that equals multiplication. To undo multiplication, we need to divide. Divide both sides by 15. The 15's cancel out. That leaves us with x is equal to 105 divided by 15, which is 7. All right, so that means you can rent the car for 7 days. So the insurance pays for the car. So the insurance pays for 7 days of rental. Okay, so 7 is the days of rental. All right, so at this point in time, here's the U-Try problem. A university charges $1,000 per semester for a student to attend. Additionally, they charge $300 for every credit hour a student enrolls in for a semester. Write an equation to find out how many credit hours a student is enrolled if their bill is $6,400. So take a second, pause the video, write down the equation, and try to solve. Alright, and at this point, if you have any questions whatsoever, please write them down. Okay, please write down any questions and then we will go over these in class tomorrow. Don't worry, we are going to be doing a lot more examples before you see this on an assessment. So thank you so much for actively listening. Thank you for taking good notes, and I will see you later.